Give me some time.
Yeah, no
Okay,
problem.
I have to do everything all again.
It's
Okay, that's how we learn.
Yes.
Yeah, Grace. Okay, let's start.
Okay.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining our share time. This show is hosted by me and my partner Jessie in Trilinguish, and it is an informal, relaxing show. And each show will invite a guest to share their past, present, and future. The purpose of our show is to inspire and learn about others, build up their courage to transform into a significant life. Learning from others give us the opportunity to achieve our own purpose of happiness. I'm Grace Chu, the founder of Selflove Singapore. I have a community to exchange inspiration quotes, stories, learning notes, recommend books and comments to encourage and motivate each other like family. In near future, I will organize gathering and social learning, and should you be interested, join us and search for Selflove Singapore in Facebook. Spell it SOULOVE Singapore. Selflove is about me, my soul, my family, my community, my world. Seeding happiness, living in moment, developing a health, wealth, and rewarding relationships. Meanwhile, I'm busy writing a book and recording some short videos, clips to inspire people to see in-depth soul of themselves and find the purpose of life, seek happiness, and spreading unconditional love. I have a few programs designed for all ages. I will conduct online, offline workshops, public speaking, and one-to-one guidelines. And I do welcome any alliance to Selflove for future discussion. Today I'm very honored to invite our dear friend Winston, okay, to our show. He will share about his past stories, which is very amazing, and I'm very thrilled to actually have him with us. Thank you for accepting our invitation, and we'd like to hear more about your past stories and from what you have gone through, in prison, and now you are 100 million business owner. Wow. That really inspires us. It's like, how are we going to, learn from you, and you can share more stories with us. So we'd like to know, about your 2 years in prison. What actually happened? And how did you spend that 2 years in prison? I was like, I appreciate your share.
First of all, thank you, Grace, and your partner, and Stephen, and everyone here for being on this. And I really appreciate Grace for inviting me to share this, my story with you guys. It's not obviously nobody would like to go through that. I don't think anybody would love to go through that. Okay, yeah. So I don't think any one of us would want to go through that, right? So how it started. Okay, so I will have to go back to my younger days. I grew up in a family where my dad runs the business, but he doesn't have very good temper, so I always get beaten up by my father from young. And we'll get beaten up, like I'll get caned top to the bottom, and then I'll be thrown out the house naked several times.
Oh my.
And I don't know if this has happened to anybody before, but that was my childhood. So I grew up with very low self-esteem, although I went to a good school, but I didn't last very long there. I was always thinking how people judge me, because from young, I'll go to school, I have cane marks on my hands and my legs and sometimes on my face. So they would treat me like as if like I'm they judge me based on that. And because of that, I don't actually have very good self-esteem. In fact, all the way to poly or even army, I don't really have much friends. I'm not even in touch with any primary school friends, I think. Yeah, none, zero. So So I'm actually quite a loner. And so what happened was I developed low self-esteem, and of course I didn't do very well in school as well. So I've always wanted to become successful. I had this admire-hate relationship with my father, so I always want to prove myself that I can do it. But I had low self-esteem. It was only until when towards the end of my army days that I started. I read a book called Rich Dad Poor Dad. So that actually gave me hope. Like even though I cannot study, maybe there's a future. There's still a future for me. So of course I wanted to become an entrepreneur, right? So the first thing I was looking out, what should I do? You know, I want to learn how to be wealthy. So I want to learn about wealth. So the first thing I did was to join the insurance industry. So I joined Prudential because there's this girl that was like I wanted to like learn from the top, and this girl was like a top of the table or something like that, you know. And that means it's like 12 times or 6 times MDRT, I think, something like that. And so I want to learn from her. So actually I joined her. And then of course you have to go back and share with all your friends, right? So I had to go back and share with all my friends. However, I don't have friends. I don't have friends because I've been a loner all my life. Even in poly, I was a loner, right? So when I went back to all my friends, and because she said so, I learned from her. I went back. I got rejection for 8 months. I got nothing, like no sales, zero. My mom was the only one who took pity on me. So she bought a policy from me, that's it. So my father after that said, I tell you what, you better come and work for me. So I ended up working for my father, but I was forced to go out and do sales. My father was doing architectural steel. So I would go out and make appointments, forced to make appointments with architects and go and do presentation with architects. And then long story short, my father's business failed. We ended up 6 figures in debt. But during that period in time, that was back to 2005, that time, my father had found out he got cancer and his business was 6 figures in debt, and I was trying to find a way out to make money. And I just started in 2004 to learn about online marketing because I felt that I'm an introvert. So if it's online, at least I don't have to meet people or talk to people. So I thought maybe online would be the way to go. So of course, last time we would travel overseas, go to China. So I would like buy stuff to try to sell on, see if you can sell on eBay and things like that, you know, in 2004. Then I learned about online marketing, learned this thing called affiliate marketing. So I was looking for a mentor again because I know that if I find a mentor, I will learn faster. So what I did was I found this guy that was sharing at a seminar, and people were running to buy the package, 5997 package, you know, at National Achievers Congress. So one of this guy ended up, I told them what I know about online marketing, and he hired me to work for him. Now I'm grateful that he brought me in to see that, but one thing I did that was wrong was because we were 6 figures in debt. So I found a loophole on online marketing, and I put a code into the website, and I siphoned out a commission about 200,000.
So
from
it's very
the website.
smart of you, actually.
Yeah.
But how old are you at that time?
No, that was 2007 when I did it. End of 2007 to 2009. Yep.
Which is around what's your age like?
2009 I was like 31.
Oh, okay. So that's the time where you want to explore more.
Yeah. So 31, but I felt that I'm 30 already and I'm still nowhere in my life.
Yeah, and that applies to the current situation, the young generation as well.
Yeah, so I'm like, you know, I'm 30 years old and I'm not accomplished yet, you know, and plus we were 6 figures in debt, you know, because my mom stays in a condo, right? So you lose your condo, at least you can declare bankrupt. HDB you still can keep, but for condo you cannot, you see. So that time I was like, oh no. So I did this thing and I was still going to church, and I really felt guilty doing it, but I felt that like I had no choice, I had to go and do it. So I thought I would not be found out, you see. For 1.5 years I was doing that. So in 2009, what happened was there was some changes in the way people buy stuff from the website. So they have this thing where if someone refers someone to the website to buy something, the referral will get paid. But because of the way I did the code onto the website, I want to change something on the website, the commission go to me instead. So so
wow.
And then someone actually complained in 2009 because they were doing something different. They was starting to give bonus for people to buy through their link. So if anybody buys through their link, they have to claim a bonus. They have to let them know that they actually bought through them. but did
Mm.
not. So they started complaining to the ClickBank, this company, and also started complaining to my ex-boss email. And when I saw it, I panicked. So I really panicked. So that was February 2009. I panicked. So I panicked. I just called him and I told him, I'm sorry. I'm the one that is doing this. Could you like give me a chance, because I need to, I'll pay off lah, So he asked me how much do I have in my bank. Now, of course, and by then he was recording it actually. But I was so guilt-ridden that I do not know how to. So I said maybe because in my bank I was only left with like 90,000 in my bank.
Yeah.
And and my wife was pregnant.
Oh my. And
so I was thinking, if I said 90,000 and he asked me to pay back the 90,000, I don't know what's going to happen.
Yep.
So
Exactly.
I didn't dare to say anything. I just said, can we meet up and talk? So anyway, long story short, I confessed, and he reported to police because he found out that he cannot get me into prison or anything. He cannot get me a case unless he get a court order to get the report from the US companies, because he had to use the US company to get all the so-called evidence.
I see.
So to get a court order, that means I need to have a case. So he reported to police. Now, of course, he's rich enough to hire Lee and Lee as well, So he reported police.
Wow.
Police came knocking my door. Every day I live in fear. Every day they came to my door to knock. I look at the peephole. I'm like in fear. And I live in fear every day. And that's not the way life should be. And I pray to God. I say, God, I'm sorry. I don't know why I went through all this. And then they called my wife and said, you better tell your husband to come down to Cantonment. So I went to Cantonment and I just blurted everything out. And I was charged 44 charges.
That's a lot.
We did get a lawyer. We did get a lawyer, and the lawyer said that for Computer Misuse Act, the maximum ever was 6 years per charge.
Oh my.
So I was thinking, well, if mine is like first, let's say not 6 years, let's say 1 year, 44 years, I will not see my daughter ever again. Like I would never see them. It's like the end of my life. So that was during a period of time where every day I live in worry, and I was thinking to myself, what's going to happen to them? I mean, if I go to prison, what's going to happen to them?
Yeah.
And during a period of time, I had no choice. I had to find a way to make money. So I went to think, if anything ends in my life is the end, then what can I leave behind for them?
Exactly.
And at the point in time, the money that I took, I also used it to help my brother clear off because my brother came back from study. He cannot continue studying because my dad couldn't afford. So he finished, like he only did his degree. He was supposed to do his master's in Melbourne. So no choice, he came back. Right. He wanted to be a filmmaker, but of course, in Singapore, there's no prospect for filmmakers. So he ended up having to help out in my father's business. And my father's business was already ridden in debt. So I had to help my brother. I take part of the money that I've stolen also. I gave to my brother to help turn his business around and help him so that he can help turn my father's business around. I need to do something else, right, for my family. So I did real estate, and by the grace of God, my first month in real estate, I joined ERA. I became a top achiever, and God blessed me with 6-figure commission my first month.
Amen.
And I didn't know this because it was because of my past experience that I had in online marketing, combined with my sales experience, meeting people and doing presentation while working for my father. It was a combination of these two that by God's leading that got me into real estate, and applied this to. And I didn't know in 2009 at the time, a lot of realtors were not doing advanced stuff. They were all doing even until today, a lot of them are doing traditional things. Flyers telemarketing and just only Property Guru. Now I was doing things even more advanced. I was reaching out to people on Google, on Yahoo, on Bing. I was doing advertising, I was doing SEO, because I already knew that. So when I went to real estate, it became a blessing. Yeah, so I was able to hit multiple 6 figures actually by the grace of God, with the skills that I had before. Right. And it was just the right timing as well. When 2009, our property market actually picked up. So, there was one project, by the grace of God, I was able to get 40 blank checks in one night. In one night, I did a talk, I collected 40 blank checks. Like people will literally give a down payment a blank check, which means they already signed the check, but the check has no money, no written amount on it.
Oh.
Yeah, like I could just fill up the written amount and bank in the check.
Yeah.
Of course, the check wasn't to me. The check was to Capital Land, of course.
Wow.
So so anyway, so after 1.5 year of I tried to adjourn the case, and I cried many times before the police officer, you know. Of course, the police officer told me that he's also a Christian, you know. So I told him everything, and then after 1.5 year in June 2010, I had to go and face the music lah. So I go to the court case. Of course, I was praying all the way throughout that, you know, there'll be grace, or maybe I can pay a fine or something. So I was sentenced there and then, and immediately I just sentenced to prison straight away.
Oh.
I don't even have time to say goodbye to my wife.
Oh.
And you don't see your wife for at least, you don't see them till like maybe 3 months later or something. Yeah, so immediately handcuffed, immediately go down. That day when I went in, I was crying. I was crying all the way. I was crying all the way through the night, and I was, yeah, and for the last 1 month, I cried myself to sleep. Yeah. So that was, and I don't know what's happening outside. My wife just gave birth to my twins, and I don't know how she's handling them. So 2 years, I don't get to like see them grow up for 2 years. Yeah.
Any helper that time? You have any helper for
no,
her?
we didn't have any helper. We didn't have a helper. My wife maybe managed to get a helper, but later on she didn't want the helper because she doesn't like having helpers around. She likes like privacy. So thank God that my mom and her mom, both of them are very supportive in helping her out.
Family is very important.
Yeah, family support. So I'm really thankful for both my family and for my wife. Yeah. So during the period inside there, I told myself, I mean, for the first 3 months, I just feel lost lah. You know, like feel lost. The sentence was 44 months, by the way. Yeah, of course they have this 30% remission, like, so it's 2 years, 9 months. So by the grace of God, I had a early work release scheme. So which means I only served 2 years. So I come out on tagging for 9 months.
Yeah, but you miss that moment with your children.
So I was inside, I said, you know what, after 3 months, I just got depression for 3 months. I just told myself, I said, cannot. I mean, at least 2 years, at least by the grace of God, I only do 2 years, right? So 2 years, I come out, I can still do something for the family. I still can do something.
Yes.
I still can do something. I may not be able to get a job. I mean, I may waiter, or I don't know. I may not get a job, but I still can do something.
Yeah.
I may not become real estate again because
I shouldn't give up.
I get the license.
Yeah.
So
fine.
I'm sure I can do something. I don't know what, but of course I rely on the grace of God, and you know, I read Pastor Prince's book. You know, I read the 100 Days of Favor book, and I just keep myself there. Of course, thank God inside there's church. On Sunday you can go to church. There's still church, and so inside there I learned to like play the guitar, lead praise and worship inside as well. And inside, I told myself I had to make myself useful. And the good thing about being in prison, the only thing that's good thing is exercise and read books.
So how many pieces of books you have read?
Yeah, so I read the 2 years. I read almost 300 books.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, I was reading books with a vengeance. I told myself I was not going to talk to anybody there. I was going to shut my mind off as if these people around me did not exist. Like, I mean, I would be still polite to them. I was still answer and talk to them, but I would always be in a corner reading my book. So I told my wife she can bring any one point in time, she can bring in 6 books, you know, and we can visit, like face-to-face visit, like 10, 15 minutes.
Any restrictions in terms of books that can bring in?
Yeah, some books cannot bring in. Yeah, there are books that cannot bring in.
So they have to go through a screening?
Yeah, screening. Yeah, all the books have to go through screening. So I can show you, I still have those books.
Wow.
With all
how you going to pick the
I don't even forget. I'm not addressed by my name, Winston. Basically, we are addressed by our number. Let me just take the book and show you.
Sure. Wow, that's amazing. That's something that we won't go through. And if anyone has the stories that you want to share, you can actually text me, PM me, and share your story with us. You can go into Selflove Singapore, spend some time, write some stories, and then we can share and inspire one another. We want Selflove is literally like a big family together, and in future we are going to have some gatherings, and we will share in terms of our stories.
Yeah, so I was reading my book. So this one, the book that I read, like Warren Buffett stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, and I read almost all of Warren Buffett books, like value investing and stuff. I read all in prison.
Oh wow! So
Yeah, so
you mark down everything, every line by lines.
Censored 14 July 2010. I was sentenced in 2010 June, so this was like about a month.
So how you actually get those? It's like how you write a list to your wife?
I wrote to her like what kind of books I want to read, and then she'll bring in the books for me. And also the inside there, thank God, there's also library, so I get to borrow books inside.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so inside there I can borrow books. They have like an internal library. So I read mostly a lot of personal development stuff, and marketing, business. So I read a lot of stories inside that really gave me inspiring. I told myself this thing. I had this mindset. Okay, I don't know why. Maybe the Holy Spirit God told me this. He said, I had this thing that everyone out there, I just say that, how can I still be ahead compared to other people out there? They have all the freedom. One thing I realized that a lot of people out there don't have freedom. The reason why is because they are working in a job, and they're just repeating the same thing every day.
Yep. Correct.
They're repeating the same thing every day. Like I've literally met entrepreneur, someone that I've been helping, and he's been working 15 years in a candy shop. Yeah, doing the same thing, 15 years. So I said, if I can have all this in me, like 300 of this in me, I would have been a lot ahead of all those people that have been repeating themselves.
Precisely.
Yeah, so I told myself that that's the only way I can make the 2 years worthwhile for myself. So I read with a voracious appetite. Like my life depends on it.
Inspire you most?
Sorry?
Which book actually inspire you most?
A lot. There's a lot of books. Yeah. So I read how Richard Branson as well. I read also about Mahatma Gandhi. I also read Steve Jobs.
Okay.
And also about Mark Zuckerberg's story. So I read all these people that inspire me, and that gave me hope. And said, you know what? If Nelson Mandela was sentenced 20 over years and still can become can still become president, I'm only 2 years.
Yeah.
So I tell myself, I'm going to make this all worthwhile. So when it came out the time, thank God my brother's business did pick up pretty well. So I'm happy for him. I helped him out. So just before I went in 2009, he was still looking to open up his first store called Benjamin Barker. Some of you might know the brand already. He has about, I think now he's about 20 over outlets. Yeah. Yeah. So while I was in prison, he managed to grow it, thank God for that. So when I came out, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do, but I was full of hope. I didn't know what was my direction, but I was full of hope. So what happened was my previous property manager said that, Winston, you still have your internet marketing skills, right? Why don't you teach it? So I ended up starting a company called Speed Realtor. And I started going back to ERA and started sharing them my story, how I succeeded in real estate. My first month hit 6 figures, how I collected 40 blank checks, how I generated 100 to 200 leads from one project.
Right.
And everybody was very excited to learn. So I started a training school. So I started charging people to train them, charging real estate agents how to teach them online marketing. And I literally have students like with one website, they make 6 figures. So I was really happy with that. And I did that for a while. But I realized training for me was quite tiring. So I didn't know how to scale, because I think in real estate, there's only 30,000 real estate agents. And only the top 2,000 are making maybe 6 figures or 100,000 and above. So I realized that the market was shrinking. So I decided to go back to do online marketing with e-commerce or things like that. So, and then the rest is history. So now now I'm helping people with doing online marketing, you know, in their business. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. I don't know what else
We
to
have to
say.
learn from you. Well, do you have a chance to give some training for Selflove Singapore?
Well, if Grace invite me,
Of course I will. Of course, it's like we would like to inspire more people, you know, at least to find something, because especially, you know, during the COVID time where some even lost their own business. So I like to encourage people, you know, at least they can look upon additional business, you know, or
Yep.
additional way of earning in case anything happen.
yeah, there are always opportunities, and I thought there's always opportunities. Okay, but a lot of times you need to be need to your skin in the game for quite some time before you can see
Mhm.
results. I mean, nobody would ever have overnight. No such thing as overnight success. So if you ever go for any seminar or any talk, I mean, sorry if you're a trainer out there, but if you're selling a training that tells people that, hey, you know what, you after attending my 3-day course, you see, can make this person make 6 figures. This person make 5 figures. I mean, please,
I have doubts.
it doesn't happen.
Yeah,
Okay,
I have
almost
doubts.
100% will fail. Let me tell
Yeah,
you this.
because you need
It's
to
like
try
you can
to
never
test a
learn
lot of times.
swimming.
Yeah.
I mean, even if it was true that Michael Phelps came and gave us, or Joseph Cooling did a 3-day class to teach you how to swim and become like a champion like him, and you just have to and say, you know what, I'll teach you 3 days. After 3 days, right, you can swim already. If you never swim before, you try that 3-day training by him. He'll tell you the strokes. He'll tell you everything. After that, you go jump into the pool. You see what happens.
I don't think I can survive. I still need something to save me.
Yeah. So I want to say this. So the only way you have to be in the game. All right. It's, you have to. To me, the way I see success is this: everyone has the potential to succeed in any opportunity, but
Yeah.
sometimes the key thing is not the opportunity. The key thing is the skills. Now, I'm no doubt that people making money with Forex. I'm no doubt people making money in Amazon. I'm no doubt people making money in many areas. In fact, there are people doing well in restaurant as well. There are.
Yep.
But the key thing is, do you have the skills yet? Are you willing to stick in the game long enough to acquire the skills? Because if you're not willing to stick in the game long enough to acquire the skills, there's no way you can do it. Like I always remember this. Thomas Edison said this, right? His overnight success wasn't overnight. The light bulb wasn't overnight success. It was like 10,000 mistakes or 10,000 adjustments, 10,000 things that he found out that did not work, that realized what worked, that got him that overnight success. So I can tell you that literally everyone that you see that look like overnight success like me, that person has gone through 10,000 mistakes and learned 10,000 things that he did wrong, but he knew he found a way to overcome that. So if you're not willing to overcome 10,000 mistakes, your skin, you're not willing to have the skin in the game long enough, you can't see the overnight success.
Yeah, precisely. I have someone asking share about what is the future outlook of online marketing. Dare to predict?
Okay. Well, as long as you're using internet, the future is still bright.
Yeah.
As long as everybody is buying stuff online, the future is still bright. As long as we're still using Zoom, the future is still very bright. In fact, the future is going to be even brighter.
I guess it's probably some skill. We need to adopt some skill.
Yeah,
some
the
knowledge.
key thing is skills, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can make money right now. There are people on Amazon, there are people on Facebook, there are people on all these platforms. All makes money. I can tell you that. Okay, there are people making money on Instagram. I mean, there's even an 8-year-old on YouTube making like 30 million a year.
Yeah, my daughter is asking me, can I? Yeah, exactly.
Ryan,
my daughter be asking me, Mommy,
Ryan makes like 30 million a year as a YouTuber, right? 8 years old.
He can make it, be a rich boy.
Well, of course, number one, his father is quite a good videographer. Number two, they have chosen the right niche, and the kids niche, and the kids in that generation. He started about 5 years ago, I think, and he started 5 years ago when YouTube was pretty new, and he was doing kids review, and when everybody was not doing that, that's number one. And also the father was good at videography. I mean, father's background is that, so that the father had the skill to do that, right? So the father was actually in media or something like that. So that
very smart of them, actually.
Yeah, so that combination of that in the right timing, the father having the right skill, and he happened to have that personality as well. and its look and it was the right time, and that's
Yeah.
why that happens. But that doesn't mean that you cannot still make it. There are a lot of niches. I always tell people there's riches in niches.
Yeah. Yeah. Just like literally now getting more and more programs on YouTube, sharing all the funny thoughts and funny games. Some even Singapore, I think my girl is watching some of the show, and I was like wondering how they get the funding.
Yeah, right. In the old days, I mean, if you own a broadcast channel, I mean, you need millions and millions of dollars to have the right to broadcast in Singapore, okay?
Right.
In Singapore only. Now YouTube is free. You can broadcast free the whole world. Not just YouTube. There's so many, China, TikTok. You can build your channel anywhere in the world and free.
Yeah, that's right.
TV channel, So it's not like
We can ask Stephen some questions as well. He's in the field.
Yeah.
Stephen,
Right.
share with us, since Mr. here and you are here.
What do you like me to share about?
What Winston had mentioned in terms of the media, and you are very popular in Facebook social media. Community of learning is like spreading wider and wider. Your number of members is actually increasing every day, actually.
I'm quite thankful for that. I think social media is one of the very important tools that we can use. In fact, it is a very big blessing for all of us to link up with our friends. It can also help us to bring our business international, because through Facebook, we actually can reach out to the global market, because there is a big pool of people online now, and many businesses are beginning to use social media to market, promote their brands and the services. I think this is a trend. Besides getting digital marketing consultant to help you to plan out your marketing campaign, you can also get organic leads through your posting and things like that. It's a full system out there that you can use to grow a business. Yes, I'm very happy to be here with Winston here on a very last minute basis this year. I only received the invitation at 9:40. So I saw Winston, and we met. Winston, we met a few times.
Yeah.
Right, Winston, we met a few times, and the last conversation that we had was, he asked me to do an interview for him, like this show. Yeah, so that was about 2 weeks ago.
Oh, wow. I managed to come from.
Then I told him, no, that's not a game. I'm not ready to do Facebook Live. I'm not going to do for you. I said, let me think about it. And I say, okay, let me plan about it. Maybe 6 months down the road. And then, so 8:30, you called me. Grace called me and says, probably need an opportunity to come on board. I considered for an hour plus. I said no. So this is a beautiful world right now. Things are changing very fast. And I thought about it since Winston has said, asked me to do an interview. I said, now Winston, you have a beautiful host interviewing you, and I'm right here as well. So it's such a magical things that are happening tonight. It's all right. It's a beautiful time. I say, okay, good, great. I say, okay, since this is our opportunity, I come on show. This is my first Facebook Live.
Yeah.
I'm prepared. Last minute, I come on board. And I say, okay, now I'm very happy to share stage with Grace and Vincent. Yep, and I'm happy to be here. And
yeah, it's so hard to actually invite Stephen on live. Yeah, yes. I've been trying to pester him, say no.
I have said no to all people. I thought, okay, I think back, I said this will be a good opportunity that we should gather, the three of us, and we can share about something meaningful to the audience who are watching and those who are going to watch the recording after that. So Winston, I have some question for you.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, brother. Yes.
Hey, nice to meet you. And I'm just wondering, do you have any advice for anyone who are running a business at this moment? What should we do given the current COVID-19 situation? As we know, things have changed. So the first thing is maybe you can share with us what are the things that are being changed.
Okay. Actually, I don't feel anything has changed. I feel that whatever Facebook is has always been like that before COVID-19. Nothing has changed on Facebook.
Yes.
So it's just that the change is that people are forced to change right now, because if you can't have customers outside, you can't organize events outside. So what can you do? You events organize online, right? But the Facebook has already, that opportunity has already existed. I mean, I've already used Zoom for whatever that I'm doing for the last 1 to 2 years. I've been using Zoom. But a lot of you sometimes are only studying Zoom this last 3 months.
You are absolutely right. I just started in March by force of the circumstances.
Yeah, correct, by force.
Yes.
So I would say opportunities has always been there.
Yes.
It's just that sometimes we're so used to our comfort zone that we don't go out and explore what's possible out there, you know, because we're so comfortable with what we are doing right now. There's no need for us to change. And because of COVID-19 now, the resource to change. And suddenly all these things are like so new. Oh, do you know there's Zoom? Oh, do you know there's StreamYard? Do you know there's this? You started discovering a lot of things, right? And
you're very confused as well until now.
Yeah, they've been around for a long time. They've been around. So you know, so it's only because of this situation. So to me, nothing has quite changed. Like, not the way that you guys have just discovered, like, wow, suddenly you discovered can do streaming, suddenly you discovered, no, it's always been there. So it's just that most of you don't use it. So what businesses can do right now is like, I think one of the things that Stephen is covering, which is creating communities. I think that is a very powerful strategy that a lot of business owners don't use. In fact, you should use community to build your business. In other words, all your customers should be inside your community. You should build a community around your business instead of seeing your customers as a transactional person. You want them to become your fans. You want them to be part of your business. You want them to grow the business for you. Then you have to build a community inside. And the community is not just about selling product, pushing products to them. No. You know, the community inside there is meant for you to add value to them, to your customers. Right? Then that will make them become a fan of yours. So whether it's a B2B or B2C, you're still dealing with human. You know, like even now, LinkedIn, you can create groups. Why do they create groups for LinkedIn? LinkedIn is like B2B, right? So why did it allow you to create groups? Because it's meant even for you to disseminate information to your group, inside your group. You know, it's a lot more easier, and then you can let customers interact with each other. You know, and that also will help you to know where you need to improve in your products, your business. So you don't even have to do a survey at all. I mean, last time people spent $1,000 on survey. With a community now, you don't even need to spend money on surveying. Just ask.
Yes.
Yep.
You are absolutely right. Yes, building a community is the right way. I started in 2015. I started the community.
So Stephen is a pioneer. Lao Jiao.
No, it has blessed me many ways. Because you can usually at a Facebook group, you can speak to all your customer, your contact every day, anytime. I think that is a good way to keep engage your customer, your friends, and everybody in the community. I think that you are absolutely right to businesses to start a community. But also, as what you have shared, I think it is about going online. To you, may not be different. Actually, I chatted with you because I realized that you have started way ahead using Zoom and we are just starting now. So to you, there's not much change. For us, there's a big change here. And lovely, yes, we should all use this opportunity to grow online. We should learn how to use social media to grow our business, to grow our contacts. I think this is a wonderful opportunity going ahead. And also using social media, you can actually reach out, as I said before, reach out to the global markets, and you can be connect to the world. It's no longer looking at Singapore market. We are looking at international market now, and it's within reach because of technology. That's lovely sharing from you. And so what is your next plan going forward?
I'm very glad that Stephen is here. He will ask more questions than I do.
You mean personally for me?
Yes. What are the big plans you have for your business? going ahead
Well, my
yes,
business
as you
is,
have done well? Yes.
yeah, by the grace of God, my business is still growing smoothly. It's still growing. So I don't have any qualms about about my business right now. It's growing. But I have 3 businesses right now that I do. So other than my e-commerce, I also help people who are just starting out with affiliate marketing, because affiliate marketing it's how I first started in 2004. And the good thing about affiliate marketing is you don't have products. You don't need your own products.
Yeah.
You just do digitally online. So for people who are starting out as an entrepreneur, affiliate marketing is a good way to start actually. So that's what I've been helping. If you check out my Facebook on like Winton Ye, and you'll probably see that I post something just 1 hour, I'll get 100 over likes, 100 over comments.
Yes.
Yep.
All right. So I've helped a lot of foreigners. Most of them are foreigners who are, in fact, they're more US people than Singaporeans that are really into online marketing, because they're ahead of us actually.
Yeah, that's right.
They're ahead of us. So this group, Facebook group thing, I've been doing that for quite a while already. So anyway, so so affiliate marketing, that's what I train people to do. So I have a lot of testimonials. You will probably see all the testimonials on my Facebook anyway. So I help a lot of foreigners as well, and some Singaporeans starting. So that's what I've been doing. Second, and then my third business is in consultancy. So basically, I help people look at their company, especially most of them are solopreneurs or freelancers, which means they have you know how a lot of people out there, when you ask them what do you do, and you say, and most people like a real estate, right? A lot like real estate is a solopreneur. You ask them what do they do? I'm a real estate agent. Like recently, I helped a tailor, right? So what do you do? I'm a tailor. I mean, a tailor is not sexy because there's not a tailor out there, right? So we did a position branding for him. And then after that, we came out with a position branding for him, and we came out with him as a wardrobe psychologist. So he calls himself a wardrobe psychologist now.
Wow, that's a sexy name.
Yeah, that's a sexy name. The reason why I came out with that, because I had to come up with something that it's him. It's not like it has to suit that person, and it has to help people know that it is related to clothing, but yet it is something different.
Yeah.
So he's been giving talks to like speed dating, like people go like want to get dates. He talks to them about how to dress up, and he talks about confidence, how dressing changes how you feel about yourself, right? And he talks about that from a psychological point of view. So I thought, hey, since you enjoy giving talks like that, and I think it's a wardrobe psychologist seems pretty cool. Like you change so we have a tagline like how you can transform lives by changing how the way you dress, so that you become more attractive, so that you attract so you can attract luck or something like that. So you attract luck. Yeah, you can actually attract luck. You get lucky, you know. If you dress well, you definitely get luckier. Then you don't.
It's actually you impress people. It's a form of communication.
You know, so it changes how you feel about yourself as well.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like the woman having a painted face.
So I taught him how to create a Facebook group community, how to add value inside. So I taught him from a brand positioning to creating his group community to create a marketing strategy to attract people to the community, and to create a sales strategy to be able to convert all the people that are attracted by his marketing fans to convert them into customers. Yeah, so that's my third business. That's what I do. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Perfect.
You have 3 businesses. Wow. But I have a question for you. So you have 3 businesses, how do you build your 3 businesses? Do you build one first, then the second one and third one, or you try your luck and go for all 3?
No. Okay, no.
Which is a better method?
I will always stick with one first.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, because if you don't do well in one, you can't do well in any.
Yep.
Yeah. The key thing is, if you don't do well in one, it's because you lack sales and marketing skills.
Yes.
Right.
Okay. So if you lack skills, no matter what opportunity you go in, you still cannot do one.
Right.
All right. So a lot of people jump from one opportunity to another. They tried Shopify course, cannot work. Amazon course, cannot work. Join this network marketing, cannot work. Join another network marketing, cannot work. Then they jump. Then they always say that, I think the last one, the company no good. Is this company that is better? And then you go to this company after 1 year, 2 years, they still no result. They say maybe this other company is better. The problem is not the company.
Agree.
So,
The problem
what
is
is a secret formula to grow well in the business?
So I think the most important skills in business is learning how to sell yourself first.
That's the first skill.
So I
Second
always
skill?
tell people in Chinese, there's this saying, 先会做人，才会做事.
Oh, yes, that's it. Absolutely right. 先会做人，才会做事. In business, it's about 做人 first,
Yes.
才会做事，最后才能够做生意.
对
Yes, absolutely. So it's how you treat people, how
Yes.
you treat customer. So I want to ask you, what's the secret formula? I want to have a lot of likes on my Facebook post. What's the secret formula? Would you like to share?
So I do share with people on social media as well, like how to get a lot of likes. I think one of the things is to really be able to connect with people that resonate with what you share. That's number one. Connect with them, and you do have to interact with them as well, right? And you do have to share posts that, I mean, if you add a lot of friends who are like random add one, and then you're posting things about like your product, okay? I tell you, nobody's gonna buy.
Yep.
Your Facebook profile is not meant to sell products, just to let you know. Your Facebook profile is meant to sell you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
agree. Totally
right.
agree.
Yes, it's about yourself. Facebook, people look at your personal brand.
Yeah.
And people like to connect with you. People like to see what sort of person you are.
Yeah.
So, yep, of course, you are very lively with your hat on. And you share a lot. That's
COVID-19, never go to cut hair, see? So that's why long hair already. So no choice. I have to wear cap, lazy to comb.
Yeah, marvelous.
Lazy
We have
to
a great
cut hair,
time.
my sideburn also grow already, you know.
We really have a good time with you. I actually have a last question. Okay. Who are the person you are most thankful?
My wife. Yeah.
Have you said anything to her yet?
Yeah, I am who I am because of her. I think when she believed in me before I was anybody, when I was before I even succeeded in internet marketing, we met around 2003. So before I even started online marketing, I was trying to do some business online, and I was trying to do some business stuff, but I was like making only $800 a month, you know. And I remember the time where we wanted to get married. Of course, she paid for the house down payment, and I didn't have the house, didn't have the money. I remember going out to eat, and she would pay for most of the meals. I mean, she has a degree; she's a teacher back then, and she believed in me before I was anybody. I think if a girl, you have a girl that believes in you before you were anybody, I think you're really lucky.
Yeah, precisely.
But she saw something in me, and I'm very thankful for that, you know. And she was encouraging me, and even when I went to prison, when I came out, her family, none of her brothers, none of them were upset with me, and everyone was so proud of me. The funny thing, when I came out from prison, my brother-in-law came up with an idea to book a limousine to come and pick me up.
Wow! Wow!
It was like you know those 黑社会, you know, that they come out from the prison with. So my mom brought because my brother does men's clothing, right? So men's suits and black ties. So my mom, because I come out, you come out in slipper and t-shirt and pants on. You come out in that. So my mom brought clothes for me to change. So I come out with my suit and my black tie. Can you imagine that? I walk out, then they came and picked me up in a limousine.
Wow! Do you happen to tame it down? Have any chance to tame it down?
So I don't know where is it, but anyway, yeah. So yeah, she stood by me throughout my 2 years. And I think that I'm very blessed. Yeah, and of course, the most of all, of course, thank God. If not for God's grace, I wouldn't have been where I am today and be a blessing to people as well. So, yeah.
Wow. Your story is really deep into our heart and really very inspiring. I will invite you to Selflove members and give us some guides in terms how to earn extra.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah,
Grace, you are very fast.
I'm very fast. I have to because it's a very good opportunity in terms for people to learn, and I mean
Yeah.
for more individual to learn and at least find a new way to live on, because I would say that it's getting tougher, and to earn the kind of value and plus the living standard, it's actually very depressing. So the only way is like, why not we just share ideas and teach more people how to earn,
Yeah, like I think ideas is one thing, but I always feel like the best way
skill.
to grow, actually the fastest way to grow. Now you don't give up, you can still get there. You
Yeah.
don't give up, you still can get there. Just like Thomas Edison, he didn't give up. He failed 10,000 times, but doesn't matter. Dyson, he had to try 7,000 over prototypes before he created Dyson, and he's a billionaire. He recently bought the Google, the Google Tower, like the $60 million penthouse, and he also bought a 30 over million bungalow in Clooney, right? He's 70 years old already. Okay, he deserves to spend. He's a billionaire.
Mm.
But he failed 7,000 over times. Jack Ma also failed. I know one of my friends' friend invited in Jack Ma's first company called China Yellow Pages, and it failed. And the friend lost money. So the second time when Jack Ma wanted to start, right, that person don't believe Jack Ma already, but he regret.
You really have you must have that faith, the hope.
So that faith is one thing, but just not giving up to whatever problem you're facing right now.
Yeah.
Just the fact that you don't give up,
Yeah.
you will eventually still find the answer one.
Yeah, agreed.
Of course, having a faster way to grow is not to attend a course. I mean, I can give you a talk on how to do it, but I guarantee you go out, you still cannot do one.
Yeah.
Because there is no course out there that can attend and instantly, you make money. Like instantly,
you have to keep trying. Yeah,
There's
you have to
no
keep
course
trying
out
always. Yeah.
There's no course out there. It's
have to
the
be
way
creative.
I realized the way that maybe the people that I've helped to get the fastest results is only when I do coaching with them, which means like it works this way. I don't teach you step 1 to 10. I don't record videos step 1 to 10, although that's helpful. But what I normally do is my best students are always, when I tell them, say, okay, I'm not going to teach you how to swim first. I'm going to teach you how to kick first. So show me your kicking first. Show me how you kick first. Show me how you add people and engage people first. Show me how you do that first. Show me your pose first. I'm not going to teach you how to jump first. I'm going to tell you, you do that first step first. If you do that first step correctly, then I tell you second step.
Yeah, precisely.
It's like swimming, you don't go in there and the coach says, you don't tell the coach, can you teach me how to jump and swim now because I need money now. I can't wait. I need to swim across the pool. Okay, I'm sorry.
Not possible.
Right? I have to make sure that you know how to kick your leg first.
Yeah.
So you don't know how to kick your leg, you go and jump into the pool, you drown.
Yeah. At least have that spirit first, actually.
Yeah.
First
but you know what?
Energy.
If that person has grit, well, he can still pick up swimming on his own. He don't need a coach. He can still look at how other people swim, then he try kick on his own, try, do on his own. Eventually he can still swim. So I've known people like that as well, who just struggle their way through. Oh yeah, I'm one of them anyway. Yeah.
We are the kind of family.
I think for I hear a very beautiful story. Not only he's very hardworking, he's very keen to learn. He put in great effort, although he faced adversity in life. Sometimes in life we do face issue like this. It's how you handle it well. So I'm glad, Winston, you have demonstrated your resilience and you keep on learning. You didn't give up. And another aspect I want to bring out in terms of learning to the viewer is that family support is very important.
Yeah.
I'm very happy that, Winston, you are really very blessed with a wife and the family members who believe in you. I think that is crucial to any man. This is one of the very important things, especially during this period where things are quite hard. I would feel that the family had to get together, believing in each other, hug each other, encourage each other. I think that is something we strongly encourage. to love each other, to patch up. Yes, we do have differences, but I think it is a great opportunity to really move on. Believe in yourself and believe in your family members. They can do very well. I believe everyone can do very well if given opportunities and given the trust. And thank you, Grace, for a last minute invitation to
I'm
be
so
here.
happy, literally.
I've given you my first Facebook Live.
Close the day.
Yes, it's a beautiful
Grace,
day
today is
today.
5:40,
Yes. Yeah, thanks, Winston.
Thank you, Stephen.
I think we met and I have interviewed you in the most unexpected way without any preparation, no speech ahead, no question on my table now.
Yeah.
And I think
It's an
wonderful.
informal chat, so I think
Yes.
it's good. Yeah, we're
You know,
literally
Stephen,
sharing your thoughts.
Yeah, Stephen, and you didn't even have to initiate this, and God
Correct.
initiated.
Yeah,
Yes,
everything
it
is
just
being
happened.
arranged.
Wonderful.
Yeah, thank you, Stephen, and thank you, Winston.
Thank you,
Yeah,
everyone.
we have a good time. And thank you, everyone, for watching our program, Showtime. And I will see you next week. No, not next week. It's actually the coming Sunday. Sunday, 9:30, we have Jones Liu to actually join us. So we see you. Thank you, you guys.
Thank you.
Everyone.
Bye.
That's the name,
Bye.
Bye.